more than hunting. And mostly because it is so incredibly hot. It's like 90s during the day with like 97% humidity. It's horrible. And the deer have not been moving much. So I came into a new spot that I've never hunted before, and I kind of was aggressive with my scouting because I wanted to jump deer. So I knew exactly where they were bedding. And 2 days ago I was in this spot. I jumped up some deer. I didn't really get a good look, but there was a couple of them that took off. And then as I was walking around, I found a rub line, super fresh. I actually found an older, like early rub line, and then a more recent one, which is kind of weird because it's only September, but the fresher one obviously is where I was wanting to get close to, but my wind has been negligible, and so it's just swirling the whole time, like every day. So it's been like not much I can do about that. So my sits and everything have been pretty slow. But I had 2 bucks work through here this morning. One buck is for sure not a shooter. I don't even know if he has brow tines. There was a buck before him, and I don't know what he was. It was still pretty dark, and I could just barely see a rack. I don't know if he's legal or not, but it's reassuring to know that there's some bucks here and that I was at least kind of within the cards, considering the wind. But this is the nicest morning we've had so far, so I might sit tight a little bit longer. A bunch of acorns are dropping, so there's no telling what could come right through here. Welcome back. Boy, do I have a story for you guys. So I have had this stuff in the tree for 2 full days now. Last night I was gonna come in and sit the evening, and it's been so dead calm that I wanted to try to wait for some winds to pick up for me to actually sneak in here because my access is very tight to the bedding. So a storm was supposed to come through at like 5 o'clock, which was perfect. I was like, it should be a quick little storm. There hasn't been rain here in forever, so it's probably not going to be much. Well, I was wrong, and I waited for the winds to kind of pick up, and then I started walking, and I got about halfway here, and all of a sudden it was like flash flood type thunderstorm. Trees were going like sideways, and the wind was just insane. Immediate downpour, like I couldn't even like keep the water out of my eyes. It was coming down that heavy. And my camera, all my cameras actually were already in the tree. Luckily I had them in my backpack. So it kept some water out of them, but I had to come get them. So it was a fiasco. I filmed a little bit, but I was too worried about trees falling down on me to really film much of anything. I ran in here, there was a doe like freaking out underneath my tree, and I'm like we're looking at each other like, what the heck? So I ran up here, grabbed my backpack and my bow, and I left everything else. I jetted back to my car. Very scary. So, needless to say, I did not hunt. And then we were supposed to get more rain this morning. And of course, we didn't. It was a beautiful morning, and I was like, dang it, I should have been out. So, I am now back in for the evening. I don't know what to expect because my winds are back to being stupid in every different direction. I don't know. It's been a rough couple days. But there are bucks in the area, so that's a start. spot, and I think there's a big one in here. So I just haven't been seeing the sign that I've been wanting to see. So I'm like, they gotta be somewhere. Well, this is one, it's a corn year. So a lot of fields are either corn or like just nothing, like CRP. Or because it was so dry, I don't think a lot of fields got planted just at all. Or if they did, they didn't grow. So I'm like, okay, stick to what I know. I know that the deer here love beans this time of year. So I found a section that butts along some private that has beans planted. And it's basically a white oak ridge. I got, 300 yards in, and I saw, 5 or 6 different rubs that were all like. Now, I did not get close, so I don't know if it kind of looks like they were trees that have been used before, but there were for sure like fresh rubs on top. So that's the best sign that I've seen so far. I got a southwest wind, so the rubs are kind of like over here. Beans are that way. It's kind of a little creek ditch that funnels down on this side of me. My wind is like doing this, which for tonight I think is okay, but I don't know about the morning. But I don't know the area, so I kind of just had to pick a tree. I'm actually in a white oak right now, so there's a few patches where I can see they've been feeding pretty heavy. One of them being kind of right here. So I don't know, but it's a good sign at least. We'll see. Didn't have a shot through any of that thick, but they headed right up to those rubs that I found. The one was raking a tree DROPTINE. He's super wide. I couldn't really see him that great. I could just see when he would turn. One of them's pretty standard 8-point. The third one I really didn't see well. I think he was like a taller one. I'm in the game now. Finally. I gotta decide what I want to do. I think my wind is the same tomorrow. I think. So, I could hunt the morning. Or I could just stay the heck out of here. Come back tomorrow afternoon. And hope they just take the same trail. I gotta think about it. Alright, you guys. It has been 2 days since I found those bucks because yesterday was supposed to be another tsunami, and it's really frustrating because the weather has been so like wishy-washy. You don't know what's happening till literally the last second. So there was a huge cell that was supposed to hit, and turns out it never hit, so I could have went out. However, tonight is pretty much the same conditions as the other night when I saw them, so I'm trying to be optimistic, and I feel good about at least seeing them. It's just a matter of getting a shot. So it is now 3 o'clock, and I'm doing this interview now because once I get to the tree, I'm gonna be scary close to the bedding, and I don't want to make any more noise than I absolutely have to. So yeah, we're gonna head in and hopefully get a big buck down tonight. Like, seriously, I'm like so nervous because I feel like it could happen. I just have to not screw it up. So here we go. Let's go. I see a white belly. I see a white belly. Yeah, buddy. Thanks. Oh my gosh. You guys. He's a stud. Oh my god, I'm shaking so bad. Look at this guy. Gorgeous. Huge drop tine. Kickers out the back. What a beautiful buck. He's got like pus or something around his base, but geez Louise. Oh, thank you God. Beautiful shot, perfect. He went maybe 60 yards, if that. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm in awe, you guys. I've hunted this place a long time, and I've had a lot of really close encounters with really good deer. But oh my gosh, when it finally comes together. This is the one that I saw the other night. I knew he had a drop tine because I could tell, I could barely see him, but when he turned his head, I saw this go coming down. And I could tell he was nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna tag him and check him in and everything. And then I'm gonna call some people, let them know, and then I'll kind of get him out here in a better spot. It's really hot, so I don't want to let him lay too long. Okay, I'm kind of a ways from my car, so I'm gonna probably leave everything that's not important at the tree, and I'll come back tomorrow and get it all. I'm gonna go get my deer cart, and there's actually like an old, I guess a logging trail or something, not terribly far, so I'm gonna maybe, hopefully use that. Alright, let's go get him. Got him on here. My River's Edge cart. Love this thing. And this might take me a minute, but I'm gonna get him out of here. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse the noise because it's raining. Obviously this is not how I typically end my videos, but I needed to get him out because it was so insanely hot last night. So I didn't probably do a good job of videoing everything, but my uncle luckily lives pretty close to where I was hunting, so I was able to use his barn to hang all the meat. I just put everything in game bags, but I'll show you kind of a better look at him here. Lots of ticks. So I think he's got about 13 scoreable points, so I'm very curious to see what he ends up going. I really do not care about the score. It's not what it was about. I just do it for fun, but it was really, really awesome to kind of get on a buck, even
of this caliber on public land. I haven't really hunted public in like 2 years, and obviously that was my thing forever, so I wanted to get back to it. It's really fun for me to just go out and try to figure places out and hopefully run into something cool, and obviously it worked out that way, so I'm very, very, very excited and just very, very grateful that it worked out the way it did. Really cool buck. I mean, just lots of junk and character. I mean, the DROPTINE, you can't beat that. So I'm super happy. And the hunt was really crazy. Like, I found some rubs on a white oak ridge that looked very large compared to most of the ones that I had been seeing. Obviously, it's still September, so it's very early. Some bucks are still technically in velvet. So I didn't really know how much sign I would find, and the weather battled me all week. I mean, I don't know if I had a consistent wind for up to almost a week probably, and I finally got some relatively decent wind, and it just kind of could not work out any more perfect. I spotted this guy 2 nights before, and I could see his DROPTINE, because when he would turn his head I could see there was a tine going down, but I really could not get a good enough look at him. I didn't know what he was, and so I was like, well, he looks like a shooter at least, so I kind of just took note of what him and he was with 2 other ones. So I took note of what they did and where the rubs were versus their trail. I just kind of was like, okay, I gotta get really close to that because I think that's where they want to be coming out. And sure enough, he came right under me, so it was perfect. But I'm kind of in awe. I love public land, and I love challenging myself, and I love traveling, obviously, and going to all these different places. So it's really, really fun to see what deer do in different places and just figure them out. And so this is one for the books. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna go get the meat to the butcher, and yeah, that's a wrap for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.